4 or 5 glute strengthening exercises. Glutes are our glute muscles here, biggest muscle in the body. Important to keep these toned and strong. People with strong glutes, much less likely to get low back pain and pulls in that area. It keeps us a lot more mobile, a lot more powerful in sports as well. So do these as you can. I'm going to start with a floor exercise and then move on to some standing and seated exercises for you to work with, okay? So laying on the floor, simple bridge exercise. Most people have done these in some way. You can do these on the floor. You can actually do these on the bed if you can't comfortably get on the floor, because in some ways the bed actually adds an instability which it makes other muscles in the area work. So what we're doing is laying on the floor with our feet. I think generally if you can stretch down with your fingertips and you can just touch your heels, then your feet are in about the right position lengthwise. Widthwise, they want to be a bit wider than hips, okay? There's more inclination that the glute muscle will start working from that angle and that angle in the hip. So what we're doing from here is taking a breath in, and as we breathe out, just pushing ourselves up as far as we can. You should feel some tightening going into the glutes as that's happening, and then slowly lowering. You may find initially you can only come up an inch or so and down. That's fine. Anything that you're doing is going to start getting some activity in that area. What we don't want you to feel doing is that there's discomfort, tightness coming into your low back. We don't want that area to do the work. We're trying to get the glutes to work. So if you find as you're coming up that you get to halfway that you can feel the low back starting to work, stop, go back down. That's your level to start working at. But as you get more useful at it, you're more strength in the area, you'll find you can start coming up to there and then back down again. You're looking in total to do maybe initially just 5 to 10 of these. In time, working up to 20 or so. There are advanced ways of doing this. I think we'll just stick with what we've got today, working from low to high, depending on your strength. By the time you can do 20 good bridges, the pelvis coming up as far as that, so you're leveling your body, you'll have been developing some pretty good isolation strength in that glute area, okay? We're then going to move on to one that is quite a challenging move for some people, standing up, a hip hinging exercise. For this one, you'll need to be fairly balanced. So if you're confident, you might be able to do this without holding on to anything, which is the better way of doing it. What you do is you stand on one leg. I'm going to start on the left leg. I'm going to keep my back nice and straight, my tummy tucked in, and then I'm just going to bend slightly forward, and then I'm going to come back up again. The idea is that in time, what you do is you are able to go further down while still maintaining that position, okay? It's actually slightly harder to do that on this mat because it's softer, so it's offering up a bit of instability to me. And you're aiming to put your bottom out when you're doing this, and then squeeze with the bottom to bring it back up. So if I show you the right hand side from the opposite end, so we're going here, so I'm bending forwards, and then we're coming back again, okay? And then we're coming back. If you want to do this exercise but you don't have the confidence and stability, use a pole that you may carry with you everywhere you go, as I do. You can put this in front of you just to put one hand there. I'd say probably the opposite hand makes sense. So if you're using left, using the right hand to do that, just to give a bit of stability there, but still focusing as much of our intention into that glute area. So cover the other side, I'll do the right side again. So there and there. There's a bit of a bend in my knee, by the way, I should point out when we're doing this. So we're not doing it with an absolutely straight thigh, straight leg in that side, okay? So that's the hip hinge exercise. Next exercise, sitting from here. So sitting to standing squat. What we're going to try and do, I'm going to show you one way of doing it, the better way of doing it. And this is to have heels pretty much under the knees, body upright, arms out, and then just standing up, minimizing the amount of lean forward to do that. If you're having to lean forward, it's a surefire sign that you need to get your glutes functioning better. You should be able to stand up without really leaning forward if the glutes are functioning well. Like that, okay? Working up to 10, 20 of those at a time. I'll do about 6 to 8 today, like that. As you start getting tired, you might find yourself leaning slightly further forward. Like that, we'll do another 2. And again, there's a way of simplifying this if you need a bit more help. Using your handy pole again, just here, you can just do that. So you're keeping that upright body position. This would be better than cheating and bending forward more to give you that stability, because then you're throwing what weight you can onto that important glute area. Okay, I've even had this sometimes done when I get 2 chairs and we put one chair right in front of the other. You can hold the back of the chair to do it, if that gives you the stability you need to put the stress onto your glute area. Okay, the last exercise is another squat. And I call these pole squats. As you'll probably guess, it means you need another pole. Or the same pole if it's the same one I have here. So for this one, we want to put the pole so it attaches to, presses against 3 areas of our body. The back of our occiput, the back of our head, the middle of our thoracic area, that's here, and to our sacrum. And while we do this squat, you maintain those postural positions, those connection bits with your spine and your body with the pole at all times, and that will pretty much force you to use your glutes. Let me show you what I mean. So we're going here, 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 and I'm holding it in those 3 spaces, okay? Understand? My feet a little bit further than shoulder width apart, toes slightly out. And then I'm going to go into a squat position, like that, and then I'm going to push up again. And as you can see, that's tending to mean I push my bottom quite a long way backwards, which encourages that glute muscle area to work in that movement as I'm coming back into the rising up position again, to the full standing position, okay? There. First you can't get so far down, you can only come to here, that's fine. Just maintain that position with that pole, just there. And if you try this without the pole, you'll probably find you start changing the posture. But we're just going to do it with the pole there to maintain that movement, okay? Starting with 10, working up to 20 or so. And that's your 4 or 5 exercises for the glutes.